today on People Now. Serena Williams goes glam at Thursday's Sports Illustrated Gala. We've got the pics.
The new Top Gun Maverick trailer is here, and Tom Cruise gives fans the surprise of a lifetime. We'll tell you what he did.
Bud Light gets in on the fun with that Area 51 viral Facebook event. Free beer, anyone?
Comedian and actor McHale is here talking about Stargirl and flashing back to his time on Community with Donald Glover.
Get ready to swoon. Diane Kruger is opening up about her daughter and the time she and her partner Norman Reedus took a motorcycle trip to Graceland.
Plus, the hilarious Jimmi Simpson is here with all we need to know about his new show, Perpetual Grace, LTD.
It's all live today on People Now. Let's go. Happy Friday. You got to start off with a booty bump, right?
Of course.
Welcome to People Now. McHale is joining us today, filling in for Jeremy. How are you doing?
Always good to be here. How are you?
I'm great. I love a Friday.
Absolutely. You know? Happy Friday indeed.
And we have a lot to get to today. Let's jump right in with this. Serena Williams is raising the bar on and off the tennis court. She's gracing this year's cover of Sports Illustrated's Fashionable 50 issue. And at the magazine's gala to celebrate the issue on Thursday, she rocked the red carpet in a beige Burberry vinyl pencil skirt, which she paired with a creamy tank top. And she looks great.
She shut that thing down. So she accessorized flawlessly, as always, with a collection of gold necklaces, a coordinating bracelet and watch, and tan pumps. And to brighten up her look even more, she added golden highlights to her soft curls.
Yeah, inside the issue, the 23-time Grand Slam champion opened up about her longtime love of fashion, telling Sports Illustrated, quote, "My whole career has been really about tennis and fashion. I always try to make a statement when I walk out on the court, to be bold and to be unique and to kind of transcend. I always try to send the message of just being confident and being fierce." And she's doing an amazing job at sending that message.
Yes, Serena fierce. Now, other celebs that were honored at the Fashionable 50 Gala, and they showed up in style as well. We have Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn. She attended alongside her boyfriend.
And Vonn looked incredible in this little black number covered in studs, featuring a train and slit down the chest.
Oh yeah, fellow Olympian Chloe Kim made a statement in a sporty look. She's got platform Nikes and a custom tracksuit, Nike tracksuit. She looks super cool here.
And super comfortable. I just like comfort on the carpet.
Absolutely.
The Houston Rockets' Iman Shumpert also attended the star-studded event wearing a black mesh top that showed off his muscles, paired with patchwork pants. Looking good, Iman.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving on to some fans who got the surprise of a lifetime on Thursday. Watch this.
I'm definitely feeling that love I'm feeling up here from you all. What a great movie audience you all are. 34 years ago, I made a movie in San Diego, right here. I actually shot across the street at a restaurant.
Andrea, why weren't we there?
I don't know.
All right, so Tom Cruise surprised lucky fans at Comic-Con in San Diego on Thursday, where he helped debut the first trailer for Top Gun Maverick.
Man, I would freak out if he showed up unannounced. Now, San Diego is very significant because it's the city where the first Top Gun movie was shot.
And the crowd went wild when he told them that they would be the first people to see the trailer from the highly anticipated sequel.
While talking about the new Top Gun, Cruise revealed that he felt a responsibility to deliver a sequel for all the fans. And he promised that everything you see in the trailer is real, including all of the epic flying scenes. No computer-generated stuff here.
You gotta love that. Cruise also says the new Top Gun is a love letter to aviation, explaining, "To me, Top Gun is about competition. It's about family. It's about sacrifice. It's about heroism. It's about aviation."
We should also note this is the first Comic-Con since the death of comic book legend Stan Lee, who passed away last November at the age of 95.
So sad. Now, fans were seen paying tribute to Lee throughout the convention, and there are 3 separate panels planned in his honor during the event.
Yes, now keep watching, you guys. Later in the show, we're going to take a closer look at the new Top Gun trailer. All right, but let's move on to this. So you've probably heard about that viral Facebook event calling people to raid the highly classified Area 51, and now Bud Light is getting in on the fun. So the beer company first tweeted about the event on Monday, saying, "We'd like to be the first brand to formally announce that we will not be sponsoring the Area 51 raid."
Okay, so get this. Then on Wednesday, they decided to go in a slightly different direction, tweeting, "Screw it, free Bud Light to any alien that makes it out."
Someone's having fun on their Twitter.
Oh yeah, I love it. The brand even designed a special can for the aliens, which includes the phrases, "Take us to your leader," for drinks, and we come in peace. All of that is written on the can. That is hilarious.
It is. Okay, so to recap, this is all the result of an online obsession that has gone viral about Area 51. And for those who don't know, Area 51 is the United States Air Force facility in Nevada that is highly classified. So people have speculated over the years that the government may be hiding aliens within the facility.
Okay, so a Facebook event titled Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, was created by alien enthusiasts who are planning to storm the famous area. So the event has 1.5 million people attending and another million interested in going.
Wow, okay, so Bud Light's offer comes just days after Lil Nas X released an Area 51 themed video for his Old Town Road remix, you know, the song that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he originally got involved in the raid fun after fans created a GoFundMe to have him play his hit song at the event. But he did one better than that, quickly confirming his interest and tweeting out that he would do it for free. And then he took it another step further by releasing this spacey music video.
So creative. All right, so Lil Nas X isn't the only one who's getting in on the fun. Other celebs have joined in. So Miley Cyrus tweeted out several out-of-this-world photos, including this throwback pic, and she captioned it, "Me and Selena Gomez on our way to Area 51."
Kevin Jonas posted this video of an animated alien dancing along to the Jonas Brothers' new music, captioned, "Happiness begins tour at the post-raid rave."
That alien is getting it, okay? So while the Facebook event and all the memes appear to be in good fun, the Air Force isn't having it. They are not sharing in this humor. In a New York Times report, a spokeswoman for the Armed Service Branch warned people of the dangers of storming the Area 51 location.
She told the Times that the military was aware of the Facebook event, adding, quote, "Any attempt to illegally access military installations or military training areas is dangerous." Okay, so share all the memes you want, just don't go.
Yeah, that's good advice. Would you go?
I mean, I'm tempted, but I think after that warning, just don't go.
Yeah.
Just share the memes, have fun,
Absolutely,
call it a day.
but don't go.
All right, but in honor of our favorite celebs getting in on the Area 51 raid fun online, we want to know, who are you ready to raid with? Is it Miley and Selena? Is it Kevin Jonas, Lil Nas X, or all the above? Vote in our People poll or tweet us your answer with the hashtag #PeopleNow.
Okay.
Who would you want to raid with?
Nobody.
Come on.
I'm only going with Jesus. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you? Who would you go with?
I'd go with any of them if they wanted to have me. If Miley wants to have me on the raid, I'll go.
You're down, huh?
All right, you guys, keep voting. We'll check in on those results in just a bit. Stay with us, guys. Joel McHale spills his thoughts on a Community reboot. Hear what he has to say. Plus, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are taking the next steps to establish their own foundation separate from William and Kate. We've got all the details on that and more in our weekly Royal Record recap.
I couldn't sleep that night. I remember thinking I'm all alone. And then I realized I had nothing to hide. There you are.
Oh, baby. All right, so Diane Kruger plays a badass in her new spy thriller, The Operative, which hits theaters August 2nd. She plays a very convincing spy. This is a very intense nail-biter.
Really good, and it was amazing to sit down with such an accomplished actress. Even better, Diane opened up about her family to me. So she recently celebrated her birthday with her partner, Norman Reedus, and their 9-month-old daughter. Sounds like it was a very sweet celebration. Watch.
Well, we were in Paris filming, actually, and my partner came to visit, and, you know, we just had a baby, so the three of us were just in Paris, going to the gardens, you know, just hanging out as a family, which was really special. And it's Bastille Day on July 14th, so my birth is on the 15th. So at midnight, they always have fireworks, and we watch the fireworks.
Your partner Norman shared this Instagram post of the slide of pictures. Did he get you anything sweet for your birthday?
Yeah, a couple things. I mean, he got me earrings, which I really loved. But to be honest, the biggest gift was him being there, because he's shooting on The Walking Dead right now, and he never gets time off.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, but it just so happened that he got an episode off, which has not happened since we've known each other, ever.
Wow.
So that he was able to come there, and just, you know, being in Paris was so special, you know.
Andrea, that's really sweet. I really love hearing Diane open up about her family because it's so rare.
Yeah, she usually doesn't. And her little girl is growing up fast, but definitely experiencing some of the pain that goes with that. Watch what Diane told me.
She's teething so badly too, so poor thing is, like, you know, she's a little cranky at times.
Yeah, how do you deal with the teething?
Well, I don't really, you know, I just have to hold her and soothe her, but you can tell how hard it is. She's going to be 9 months in a few days, and she has like 8 teeth already, which is unusual. Everything's different, you know, everything is about her. It's full on, you know, because you have to be present and you want to be present for them, or for her. But, you know, life is very sweet right now. It's never been sweeter.
Man, I can't imagine that teething phase.
Absolutely.
And Diane and Norman enjoy a very low-key lifestyle, kind of out of the spotlight, but they do like high speeds, as in motorcycles and taking some road trips.
I made my license a couple years ago, so we've been taking a little trips around the neighborhood in Atlanta. But he was actually on set that day we were filming, and he gave me lots of tips to make it look really badass, because my character in this movie is very badass.
Yeah. What are the tips? I'm terrified to ever get on a bike, but
I'm still a little terrified. Yeah. You just gotta start small. Like I have a 120cc, which is basically a better moped, but they're not so heavy, you know, and you don't have to worry about crashing so much. And my favorite one was to Memphis.
Nice.
From Atlanta. Yeah, we went to Elvis Presley's house and did that whole thing to Graceland.
Going to Graceland.
Right? Can you imagine driving on the highway and then seeing Diane and Norman on a motorcycle?
I know, I'm like, wait, what? Would you do it? A little trip to
Absolutely
Graceland?
not. No. I'm petrified, just like you.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
mean,
do
but
it?
if you got a hot guy there, I mean.
This is true. If Norman's on my back.
You guys, we'll
Changes
have
things.
more of my interview with Diane Kruger coming up soon. She opens up about her friendship with the late fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld. Plus, she shares her ideal date night with me.
Show's gonna last 3 weeks! 6 seasons and a movie!
So funny. Remember the show, Community?
I mean, who doesn't? It was such a funny show with an amazing cast. They're so talented, and they've all moved on to do great things.
Yeah, we missed the show, though. We caught up with one of the stars, Joel McHale, who talked to us about the possibility of a reboot. And he revealed that he remains in constant communication with his former co-star, Donald Glover. Take a look.
He calls me every day for advice.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
Yeah, every day.
What's my next
day,
move? What's my
yeah.
next
And I'm
move,
like,
Joel?
Donald, I have to go. I have stuff to do. And then I'm like, okay. And then, yeah.
It is the age of reboots. I'm sure people are asking, Community reboot, could it
Oh,
ever
yeah,
happen?
again, yes, definitely happening.
It's definitely happening.
Yeah,
Cool, you're
yeah,
starting
yeah.
to film
Donald
already, right?
available.
For cheap, for real
Donald's
cheap.
available. Allison, yep, they're just gonna let her right out of glow. No problem. That's something she can just
Like
absolutely
stranger
do.
things have happened, you know?
They have?
Yeah, a lot of reboots.
Name
these
one.
days.
I guess I can't
I think
think
Full
of one,
House
but,
was Fuller House. That was hard to get that whole
I would
cast.
say if Donald, something, you know, like he gets mixed up in drugs or something, and his career just tanks for 10 years, then he'll probably come back.
Okay.
But the way it's going, he's gonna be Will Smith like times 12. So no, I don't.
He's
don't
like
know.
singing duets
I mean,
with Beyonce. I think he's a little busy.
Dan Harmon, who created the show, he got picked up for 80 episodes of Rick and Morty, and that is no joke. that is
commitment.
so much work.
Yeah.
So I don't know when he would have time to do it, but heck, yeah, who knows?
So way down the road, if at all. But whatever the case,
It'll be like
we'll still go
20
back and
years.
watch.
Let's see what happens in 20
Put it on
years.
the calendar.
You
We can
never
only hope,
know.
right? But Joel isn't just looking at his past roles. He has a really exciting project coming up. He's been cast as Starman in the new DC Universe show Stargirl.
And he told us why he jumped at the opportunity to play a superhero.
They offered it to me, and I was like, I get to be in a superhero suit, I get to fly around, and they're like, yes, and then I was like, I'll see you in Atlanta, where they shoot everything. And so, yes, I was just very excited to be a part of that. It's a brand new, Starman is a really old superhero from the 40s, but Stargirl is a brand new superhero, and it's a whole other universe. All my scenes are with Luke Wilson, and he's a hack, is what he is. He can't act. He's super cute and very good actor.
Wait, that's really cool to imagine the two of you together. What have you developed a good rapport with him? Like, what's
No,
the
it's
most? You guys are
pretty
very contentious.
hostile.
Yeah, right. You hate him.
All right, so Joel is a comedian, an actor, and writer, amongst many other things. But until recently, there was one thing he had never tried: hosting a game show.
But now he's the new host for the Card Sharks reboot, and he told us the hardest thing about the job.
Well, I had never hosted a game show before, so I didn't know. The hardest thing about that was trying to remember how the rules work. And so I had a little earwig, a microphone in my ear, or a guy, he was like, no, it's not how the game works, go back.
Start it again.
Stop and go back, you said it wrong. I'm like, no problem. And so I kept stopping him, like, I just got the rules wrong again, guys. I'm gonna re-say it. You're just guessing high or low. And you think, well, how hard can that be? But when you have $300,000 on the line and you have an 8 and you have to guess higher or lower, all of a sudden the stakes go through the roof. And believe me, I didn't know, I had never hosted a game show like this, and I became like emotionally involved, and I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be higher or lower. I don't want you to ruin this. And so you see people like win. Like I saw a woman win 250 grand on the turn of a card, and her whole life, she was like, I can buy a house. And then this other guy lost 200 grand, and then I punched him in the face just to make it worse.
He is so fun.
He is. Okay, so you can catch Joe McHale on Card Sharks every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Okay, guys, let's move on to this. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle took the next step in establishing their own royal foundation this week by choosing a name for their organization. Now, this comes after the couple split from Prince William and Kate Middleton's shared foundation earlier this year.
And here with everything we need to know about the new foundation and so much more is People's senior news editor, Erin Hill. Hello, Erin. Happy Friday.
Friday, finally.
All right, let's get to it. So what's the name? What do we know about this foundation so far?
So Meghan and Harry taking cue from their Instagram. It's called Sussex Royal, the Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It's a mouthful, but they're going to do so much great work with it. So previously they had the same foundation with William and Kate, but their charity works have been taking divergent paths. So it makes sense for them to set up their own now that they're really settling into their roles as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Meghan putting a lot of attention towards women empowerment, a lot of charities involving education. Harry, of course, with veteran work. So they're establishing their own organizations right now, and this is part of it.
Amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them blaze their own trail. So we remember when they announced that they'd be splitting from William and Kate and even moving out of Kensington Palace, we were a little bit worried about what that could mean for the relationship between the two couples. But now their inner circle is actually telling us that that was a good thing.
It's a good thing, and I think anybody can relate. If you can imagine living and working with your in-laws, like day in, day out.
Sounds terrible.
It's a good thing to move away, to set up their own households, their own organizations. In fact, we're learning that they have come back together even stronger, more as family now rather than colleagues, and it's really strengthening these relationships.
What's the phrase? Absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
That's right, yeah.
And William and Harry both have kids now, so royal experts think that that's bringing them even closer. So what are they saying about that?
Definitely. Kids are uniting them, as kids do. They have more in common now. I mean, William famously said when the baby was born, finally his brother is part of this sleep deprivation club. So there's more that they can relate to. And, you know, the cousins are really important. William and Harry grew up really close to their cousins. Zara is a godmother to George. Harry is really close to Princess Eugenie. So the cousins are a big deal.
Yeah, and the cousins are like the only ones that are going through the same exact thing that they are. So no one else
can understand.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of cousins, actually, Princess Williams and Harry's cousin, Princess Eugenie, made a surprise visit to Westminster Abbey this week for a philanthropic event that is really close to her own heart. What was that one about?
So Eugenie has this organization that she started a couple years ago. People may not know about. It's called the Anti-Slavery Collective. And she was just really, when the issue of human trafficking was brought to her attention, she wanted to do something about it. So she did this tour at Westminster, and she viewed a statue of William Wilberforce, who was a politician in the 1700s, who led the abolition of slavery during that time. So she's really drawing attention to an important cause.
Yeah, we know it's part of William and Harry's royal duties to be patron to certain organizations, to promote conservation, other initiatives. But I'm curious, for Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice, how much is expected of them? How important is public work to them?
Right, so they're not technically working royals like William and Kate and Meghan and Harry are. So what that means is when you're a working royal, you're getting paid to represent the monarchy, to be patrons of these organizations, to go out on official duty. Eugenie and Beatrice are not working royals, but they still, you know, they have a place within the royal family. They have the titles, they have the interests, they have jobs outside of the family.
Oh, that's interesting.
Eugenie works in an art gallery. Beatrice is a financial consultant.
Wow.
So
I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
So they're not paid by the monarchy, so they have to establish their own careers, but yet they still want to use their name to bring attention to causes that are important to them, and they do that on their own.
I love when they do that because it shows that they have a really good heart, right? All right, so the royal family typically takes time off during the summertime. We're approaching the end of July.
Yes.
Do we have any deets, any scoop on what they're going to be doing and when
So
we can see them out and about again?
It's a really nice long vacation from now up until end of August, early September, where the kids go back to school. So the Queen is off to her favorite residence in Scotland, Balmoral Castle. A lot of the family comes there at some point during the summer. There are rumors that she's throwing a tea party for Meghan's birthday.
Ooh.
But for now, William and Kate and the kids, George, Charlotte, and Louis, they're in the private Caribbean island of Mystique to celebrate George's 6th birthday on Monday. So.
And when I think of royals going on vacation, I'm thinking something very lavish. So what's the vibe when they go away?
So Mystique is a private island, but what they're doing is like anybody else would, playing on the beach and going into town for lunch, but it's private. They can get away from castle life and from a lot of the public spotlight. So they're really just enjoying vacation like any family would.
All right.
And they work so hard, so they totally deserve it.
Erin, thank you so much for joining us, as always.
You should be at least a 2-star admiral by now. Yet here you are. Captain. What is that?
It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
Guys, we are feeling the need for speed today. The first official trailer for Top Gun Maverick dropped on Thursday. It's the highly anticipated sequel to the 1986 classic Top Gun. We are so excited.
So excited. You obviously can't make a Top Gun without Maverick himself, Tom Cruise. He's back for all of the heart-stopping action along with Val Kilmer and a bunch of new additions to the cast like Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, Ed Harris, and John Hamm.
And it's clear that Maverick still got it. Tom Cruise shows off some pretty intense aerial moves in the trailer, which only become more impressive when you remember what he told fans in San Diego on Thursday. He said everything you see in this film is for real.
So he also added, we're working with the Navy. All of the flying you see in this picture is real. I really wanted to give you all an experience of what it is to be inside of that aircraft.
It's really cool, but makes me very nervous.
Me too, very nauseous too.
John Hamm confirmed all of that when he teased the film in an interview with Collider. He called the footage mind-blowing and added, there's not a lot of CG. Those guys are really up in planes and getting thrown around in multiple Gs.
I can't even imagine. So you guys, Top Gun Maverick is set for a June 26, 2020 release. So we'll just be watching the trailer a million times. In the meantime, let's take another awesome look.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
You feel like a new man?
Brand new, Mom.
I've helped shooters, tutors, tweakers, meth geeks, speed freaks, hoppers, and droppers. All of God's children. You get it, honey?
We have a church where we treat men and women troubled, such as you.
It's a new day, boy.
What brings you to Half Acre?
Parents.
Cool.
Yeah, they just died, though, so.
That's not so cool.
No.
In Perpetual Grace, LTD, a mysterious young man is looking to con a pastor and swindle him out of millions of dollars. One of the stars of the show, Jimmi Simpson, joins us live. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
This show is so good. We were watching and we were like, McHale, did you see
I can't get over it. I literally told you that it's like the best show I've seen in like the past 5 years.
It's funny.
Amazing.
You made me blush, you guys. When you came in and said that, I was just so pleased. I think so too.
Yeah.
And you guys are clearly great TV watchers and film watchers. Because isn't such a filmic experience?
Beautiful cinematic
deep,
experience.
You fall into it like a tapestry.
Yeah, speaking of falling into it, now you fell in love with the script after your manager found it kind of floating around on the internet. What was it that drew you to the script?
Oh gosh, it's just that filmic quality. It's that beautiful storytelling of like like an old Dickens book, or just things from history where people took the time to lay the story out beautifully, and then to find out that they're going to have the cast that they had. It was just sealing the deal, because you got to have a great cast to tell a great story, and they really figured it out with Ben and Jackie and Damon and Louise and Kurtwood.
And you.
And, well, yeah, I'm in there too, I guess.
And your character, so he's disillusioned. He plans to try to steal from an elderly couple. I mean, what excites you the most about playing this character?
Well, that everyman quality, where we can see ourselves in the guy. Like, we make bad decisions sometimes, and sometimes those bad decisions create a bad part of our life, and then you hit the bottom, and you got to go up. You got to like make things right, and that's what drew me to James. Is like, yes, he's fucked up everything for so long, but now he has seen the light, and he's desperately trying to become a better person.
Can't wait to see his journey. Okay, so Sir Ben Kingsley is also part of the show. Let's take a look at a scene between the two of you.
Yes, please.
Our son, Paul. He was an odd-looking boy. Funny-looking, mean. He vexed me. And Ma. And then as he grew older, he just tormented and plagued us. He had this shrill, awful laugh. In fact, you just stiffen around him, even when he was cheerful.
Now you said
So good.
he is so good, and you said that you were awestruck by him, and there's so many things to love about him. He's so talented. But what stood out about him to you?
Well, first of all, just he was so prepared, and he came to the table read off book. He was ready, and he just did the whole thing, and this was a week away from filming.
Whoa,
yeah,
that's
truly,
not-
I'd never seen that
Yeah.
before, and I consider myself a prepared actor. Yes, I have some stuff ready, but he was ready to go, and then he would adjust on the day. We had a kind of a first meeting where I was seated next to him, and we hadn't talked much. We hadn't really shot anything, and I was like, how do I talk to Ben Kingsley? How do I talk to Sir Ben Kingsley? And all of a sudden, he whips out this can and goes like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet. It kind of blew my mind. I was like, what is happening to me? And I was just like, what do I say to a man who's doing air huffers next to me? And then he goes, "Care for some?" I was like, well, sure, because it's Sir Ben Kingsley. And then I look, and it's like, oh, it's oxygen because we're in such a high altitude. It's like 30,000 feet in the air. And then I was like, yes, sir. And then we just kind of bonded over Pinter and Shakespeare after that. But there was a quick moment when I thought he was a tweaker. Just a quick moment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
Well, he's not.
No, okay.
Well,
you
the
guys
reveal was
quickly
that he's not.
confirmed. Yeah, so you guys did really bond on set, which
Yeah.
is great. I mean, what's his most interesting on-set habit besides the air puffing?
I guess the fact that he always moves from his gut. So he might have had something prepared before, and then you'll see something change, and you'll see his brain compute, calculate, and then he adjusts into this new direction like flawlessly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so impressive, and it takes time to get that way. I don't know if I'll ever get that way, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna he's given me a mark to shoot for.
Yeah. But
I love people that are better than me.
Yeah.
So it could show me where I might be able to go.
So when he does that in that moment, though, do you then adjust, or do you kind of like stick to the script and what was already there?
No, I come from theater. I love improv, so I'm always ready to adjust to the moment.
Okay.
And I love it. I love it when I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. All right. So you have some exciting things that have also happened in your real life.
Yeah.
You just got married.
I sure did.
Congratulations. Oh, he's holding up the ring.
Yeah.
She put a ring on it. All right. But we learned that you actually had to elope because your schedule was so busy. What happened?
Well, Perpetual Grace, LTD happened, and I said to Sophia, I was like, we were going to get married in the fall, but now I'm going to be in Santa Fe, and you'll be with me. Can we push it? And she was, of course. You know, in this business, you need a supportive partner. It's just so hard anyway. And Sophia is that. And then when we wrapped, we got home, we were exhausted. We're like, okay, how do we bring, her family's from England, so how do we bring two families together and get married as soon as possible? And we decided we can't wait. We just needed to happen. So we went to the LAX courthouse, did it up with my mother. I gave my mother 2 days warning.
Okay.
I was like, she's a wonderful person. We're very close. I said, Mom, can I get your blessing to do this? Because we really want to get hitched.
Yeah.
And she's like, of course. She calls me back an hour later. She's crying. I said, you want to come? She's like, yes, I want to come.
That's so
So she got on a flight in 10 hours and got there, and so she could be our witness, and my buddy Bruce.
That is
Amazing.
really
Oh, God.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Glad you can
The
make it
best
happen.
wedding I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What's the most surprising thing that you've noticed now that you've gotten married? Have you noticed a change in your relationship or even in yourself?
No, it's less of like, it didn't alter our relationship, but it does solidify that commitment in some way, and it also lets everyone else know that the commitment is so very, very real. And, you know, I don't think you need to get married to be fully committed, but it was just something we wanted to do, and I'm so happy, so happy.
It's a nice symbol, too.
Yeah.
I love that
Your
you're so
love.
happy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
I know.
sweet.
I
It
lucked
is.
out. She's a peach.
Yeah, switching gears here, so you have
Sure.
a long list of acting credits, one of which includes, you know, this small show you might have heard of, Westworld.
Oh, yeah, that
getting
one.
it off the
Yeah.
ground. No, Westworld's amazing, but
Oh,
it's
it's so
still,
good.
we don't know if you're coming back for season 3. Can
No,
you
we
give us
don't,
an
do we?
update?
No, we don't know, do we?
We're
We're not sure, are we?
Are you?
I don't think we're sure.
We're not sure?
No.
TBD.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Dibs.
Tibbed.
Okay.
We'll tib that.
We hope so, though.
Yeah.
All right, fingers crossed for that. Now, Westworld, just like Andrea said, is a super cool show. What was your favorite part about working on it?
Oh my God, it was just getting to work with all of those brilliant actors. And then, that was the first television show where they were kind of blowing it out as far as the size of it. That was the first one I'd worked on where you couldn't even see the edge of the set. We were in the world. We were in Westworld. And it was so transportative. It helped you make those choices more clearly because you believed it was happening to you. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you in Westworld. Also love you in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Thank
Amazing
you.
guest appearances on that. And your character just loves milk. Has there been some surprising times fans have maybe offered you milk over the years?
So many times, you guys.
Really?
There's got to be a baker's dozen of glasses of warm milk that have been passed to me. Someone at a bar, someone would like to get you a drink. I'm like, oh, who's that? Milk. Like, yeah, brother. Yeah, my friend.
So do you drink the milk, though?
I do not.
You do
it's
not?
Dive Bar milk.
It's also, yeah, okay. So
Come
they saw
on.
you like, get the milk out.
Yeah. I mean, I hold it, I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
I'll make a sound, I'll make a song with the rim, but I'm not going to drink bar milk.
Yeah, beer and milk. I just don't think that those two mix.
Is that uptight of me to not drink bar milk?
No, not at all.
I don't know the last time I just had a glass of milk. I mean,
Well, there's that
yeah.
too. So if you're going to have a full glass of milk, don't go bar style.
Yeah, you got to get the real
good
stuff.
point.
Fresh
yeah.
organic.
Life advice here. Now, you haven't been on It's Always Sunny on the show for quite some time now, despite being a fan favorite. Can you tell us, are you going to be on anytime soon?
Well, who knows about soon, but I promise. Now, I haven't vetted this with Rob, Glenn, and Charlie, but I can't imagine that show finishing off without the McPoyles coming back.
Yeah.
And if it's just me alone pitching it to them, it's going to happen. Because they're three really close friends of mine, and Charlie and I met at theater camp and have been thick as thieves since then. So there's no way I'm going to let them finish without some McPoyle action. I want to jump back into that greasy bathrobe.
Get in it.
It's the best wardrobe ever. Just some thin white tighties and my awfulness. And they actually apply that unibrow one hair at a time.
How long does it take?
Yeah.
They got it down to a science. So
Okay.
it's about 7 minutes.
But it's
but
one,
yeah, it's
wow.
blink, blink, blink.
Yeah.
Well, since you guys are all friends, is it
Yeah.
just a simple conversation? Is it just, hey, put me back on the show, or is it like a whole pitch? Like
No. It's like, hey, so far the past 5 years, it's like their shoot schedule is pretty short. My schedule has been pretty full. And so it's just the two of us getting together, the four of us getting together, saying, let's make this happen.
Got it.
Hell or
Yeah.
high water, you guys.
Well, we're excited to see you back. All
thank
right,
you.
time for a game. You ready?
I'm so
We also know and
beyond
love
ready.
you from the show Psych and also the movies that follow.
Very lightly.
You play a criminal profiler working with clues. So inspired by that, we're going to play, ready, a game called Tell Me About It.
Okay, bring it.
So you're going to hold a card against your forehead without looking at the word or phrase on it. And then we are going to give you clues to help guess. And you're going to
Okay.
guess what it is. We have not seen these.
All
I
right.
This down
specifically
so I
told
can
the
get
producer
ready.
not to show us these, so we want it to be a real game. I'm actually very nervous, so you can pick
Okay.
whatever card you want.
Oh, I like to
And we're going
see
to try
you
to give
nervous.
you
It's
clues.
fun.
Oh, I'm very nervous.
Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
Okay,
Yes.
so you'll start since you're
We can
nervous.
both,
We can do
kinda.
it. Okay, cool.
Ready? Okay, you play with these at a table.
Drumsticks. Breadsticks.
You can also do tricks with them.
You could do tricks with these at
Play
a table.
solitaire.
Oh, cards.
But
Playing cards, poker cards.
when there are a group of them, they're
A
called.
deck of
Yeah.
cards.
You were on
I
House of
see the
Cards.
reference.
All right,
Thank you.
next one. Okay.
Okay.
Good humor.
I was going dinner table, you guys. My
Okay,
bad.
I was giving you a high five.
Oh, sorry. I left you hanging.
Okay, a place where you are, it's maybe like a little area control base. You're talking about stuff that's going on currently.
CNN.
Close.
Give me more, you
Less
guys.
specific.
I'm like trying not to give it away.
Newsroom.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Great job,
It's just, you guys, I'm slow on the uptake.
Okay, I did all those clues, so you do the
did
next
it.
one.
Okay, I'll do the next one.
McHale, this is
I
how
don't
we
want
do.
to give it away. All right, so this is the person who let you tell them to go get all the coffee. They do all the work for you.
The intern.
Yeah.
Lyle strikes back.
Yeah.
Listen,
The
don't
intern
get
on
your
David
yam bags in a
Letterman.
bunch, you guys,
Okay.
okay?
We're doing pretty well. Last
All
one.
right, this is
Yeah,
the
you're-
last one.
All right.
Ooh,
okay, you take this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look into this to see the future.
You look into a dark black mirror, y'all.
Actually, no.
No.
But you,
That was pretty, I like the confidence.
No, the first one I was like, I own this.
Think
Prepare
this
for
is
my
something
winning answer.
that is round.
It's colorful, it reflects, it shines.
Disco ball?
Close. Very close. One of the words is right.
Everyone's into this thing. It's like meditation.
Yeah.
And
stress ball.
it's made of glass.
I don't have it.
It's also a lady's first name. You can see the future.
Oh,
in your
fortune. Oh, a crystal ball.
Yes!
What is that reference?
Psych.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But you know what?
I mean, it's adjacent. I'll give it to you guys.
Okay,
You should have been then.
No, this was my
No,
bad.
that's
okay.
I'm trying to
Also,
blame you guys
Black
for
Mirror,
being
you
for
can
me
see your
being bad.
reflection. You can see into the future.
1,000%.
Yeah, that was really
You
good.
can't see
guys
into
are
the
so-
future,
you guys
so
are
you
so
don't
kind.
know, right? You didn't know it was going to be crystal
Thank you.
ball.
All right, Jimmy.
That was me playing a game.
Yes, Jimmy.
Enjoy it, everybody.
Jimmy, thanks for being here.
Thank
and
you
you
guys for
guys,
having me.
you can catch new episodes of Perpetual Grace LTD Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern on Epix. Now, watch this.
You're stuck with the curse. You're gonna have to play light as a feather again.
I can help. There's just one thing, though. I can't do it from in here.
Ever since I woke up, I'm haunted by this hole in my memory. If I kissed you, I'm pretty sure I never would have forgotten it.
We need her, Alex. Great. Slumber party with a serial killer. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong indeed? Well, season 2 of Light as a Feather drops on Hulu July 26th.
And the cast stopped by to fill us in on how the show will be getting even scarier this season. How scary is the season on a scale of 1 to needing to sleep with a nightlight?
I think it's scarier this season.
I think
Definitely
it's
scarier than the first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's psychologically scarier too. I mean, there's more gore, there's more blood for sure, but I think psychologically it's scarier. I mean, there's some really manipulative, freaky characters.
There's very interesting like twists and turns that you're really not gonna expect.
And I think finding out about Violet's past is pretty freaky.
Can't wait, it gets a bit creepy.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the show delves into a bit of the supernatural, so we had to find out who on the cast has had the most supernatural experience. Watch.
One time I was at a wedding where my mom was holding a wine glass and it just shattered. It just broke out of her hand. And the woman cleaning up came over and was like, I gotta tell you, this happens. She's like, I clean this place and I come back and all the chairs are on the table.
Does she know about the staff that comes in and puts the chairs on the table? She's not the only one working there.
Sometimes I have really weird, I say that like I'm sometimes kind of witchy. Like I do like predict weird things sometimes.
Oh, like you'll just get a sense about something.
Yeah, like I've predicted a few engagements and random stuff like that. It's like always pointless, honestly. But no, it's people that I like don't know. Like, I'll have dreams of people that like I have met a couple times, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just had a dream they got engaged, and then.
Have you had any encounters?
Yeah, I mean, not me personally, but I know people that have, and my family's very superstitious, and so I grew up like that, and I'm just, before we walk onto the graveyard or the cemetery that we shoot at, I always ask for permission.
You're good about it.
Oh,
for all
respect.
of us, and just be respectful because you're right, it's like the unknown. You don't know if it's good or bad, but you don't know, so might as well just be on the good side.
I'm afraid of the unknown. Do you believe in the supernatural?
Oh, absolutely.
You
After
do?
seeing a spirit.
All right, so one of the series stars, Ramm, is engaged, and her and her fiance are the cutest couple on Instagram.
They are. We got the inside scoop on how they like to spend their time together and details on their upcoming nuptials.
Haley, you posted near the end of filming in June that your fiance Pete came, picked you up. You guys went camping.
Yes.
Drove you back, just like a quick trip.
We did,
Seems very romantic
Yeah.
and great.
He's a romantic guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, that's really sweet. Is that the kind of thing you guys do often? Like,
Yes, we camp a lot actually.
Do you?
He proposed when we were camping in the Angeles National Forest, and we have a van that we built out. I kind of like make it like a living room in there.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and we were filming in Thousand Oaks. It's like an hour away from where we normally film, and our call times were so early. I was like, I can't imagine driving home and then coming back in the morning. Like, what am I gonna do? And he's like, we're just gonna camp.
He's like, I got it.
Aw,
you know, we camp a lot. I love that
sweet.
too.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the wedding's going to be like an outdoorsy type thing?
Yeah, it is outdoors actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, this year outdoors.
In the Angeles
I'm so
National
excited.
Forest, maybe?
No, that'd be amazing.
That would
Could you
be.
imagine the trek? If
No.
everyone out there?
So I thought would be great.
Just gonna bus everyone.
What's the one thing that you want to get right for your wedding? You're like, I need to have this one thing right.
Oh, the one thing right. Well, I have my dresses. That's right. I actually the dress that I got, I found it in
I was babysitting her dog, and I was this close to putting it on.
Just like almost
You come home early, it's like, what are you doing? In the dress?
Like that Friends episode.
Yeah, I know. Yes, and they're sitting on the couch
drinking wine. After the wedding, we'll all get in them and we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one must have for Pete?
The one must have. I think for both of us, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun and the people that we love there.
They're so laid back.
They are.
They're the easiest people to hang with.
You know what? I love how smiley she gets when she talks about him. So cute.
So adorable.
But Haley isn't the only one that's having a big year. Brianne Tju is also going to be starring in the upcoming 47 Meters Down Uncaged, which hits theaters next month.
And Brianne had to learn how to scuba dive for this role, and that training is no joke. Brianne explained to us how she went from panic to ultimate relaxation when learning how to dive.
I did, and it's funny because I did the pool certification first, and the first time I go underwater, I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
Such a weird sensation.
Yeah, and it was so scary. So I got out, and she was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I looked at my manager. I did it at her house, and I was like, I can't do this movie. And she was like, just try. And so I got through it, and I took baby steps, and I got certified. And
was there like a pregame before you would shoot a scene that
Like something you
okay
told
to get your mentally prepared?
Well, it's funny. We actually learned, me and Corinne and Sistine and Sophie, the other girls, we learned how to kind of meditate underwater. And there were a couple times, I'm not even kidding, I fell asleep.
What?
I mean, I have safety
shocking.
divers. Yeah, I have safety divers, and I had my mask on and everything, so I mean, I could breathe. But I would like be underwater, and like they would be setting up a shot, which would take a while, and I would find myself just like dozing off. And my safety diver said he just saw me like floating there.
That's a new level of zen.
I know, but that's how comfortable.
When it's perfectly weightless,
Yeah.
I was going to speak first, and they could have spoke right after me, so they wouldn't even let me speak.
Luann, you wrote the book on etiquette.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when you saw it?
Oh, I was horrified. It was really...
Oh, Luann, stop it.
Oh,
The way
my
you
God.
act up in the Berkshires.
Come on,
you
they got her
acted
name.
atrocious in the Berkshires. Don't be horrified.
We could talk about the Berkshires.
Sugar, you are the last person.
Listen.
You need to read your book and then come back
Forehand
after.
massage,
I need
infrared
massages.
bed.
I need
I won't get
great
there.
cheese. I need noodles.
Dorinda, I know you're kind.
In the fish room.
I know you're kind.
I know. How déclassé. How dépassé.
He asked me a question.
Stop
Don't be
it.
rude.
Is she
Stay
okay?
classy.
We're about to discuss that fishy moment and so much more from this week's Real Housewives of New York City reunion. Plus, it must be reunion season because we're also breaking down part 1 of the Beverly Hills reunion, and we have yet another dramatic episode of Potomac to discuss as well.
And here to dish on everything from the chic to the bleak within the Real Housewives world are People's Housewives experts, People writer and reporter Dave Quinn, and People TV producer Sam Belikov.
What's
Gents,
up,
welcome.
guys?
Oh, yeah.
So
Stay
dramatic.
classy.
All right, Sam, what was your reaction watching that clip about the fish room?
I mean, what was so hilarious was that it wasn't even about the fish room. I mean, is it ever? You know, this was a segment, an iconic segment, honestly, about Ramona. You know, that was Dorinda jumping in there and taking any moment she could to attack, even though that her and Luann had made up. But I really think what's funny is that part 1 was a bit slow, the reunion. Part 2 was on fire, and we saw Ramona get caught in maybe 10 lies, but caught is a hard word because she weaseled out of all of them. And it was just kind of like delicious to see. Like, not kind of, truly delicious.
Truly delicious. All right, Dave, out of that whole Ramona segment, what was your top moment?
Well, I think when Ramona said that, you know, she's a work in progress and she's trying to change, and then they showed essentially 10 years of her saying the exact same thing at previous reunions.
Mhm.
That was pretty glorious, rather.
Yeah.
But for me, the thing about Ramona is she has been there. She is the only New York City housewife who's been a housewife for all 11 seasons, and that is exactly why. She knows how to kind of meander her way through that things. Sometimes I think she gets a bad rap. You know, Bethany really came hard on her about the fact that, you know, Ramona seems to have a problem with her. Ramona's always talking negatively about her, but Bethany never owned up to any of the negative things that she is constantly saying about Ramona behind Ramona's back.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting dynamic. I stan Ramona. I love what she brings to the show. I am all on Team Ramona. She's insane, but she is exactly what I look for in a housewife.
Do you know what we needed? We needed that Candy gif. You know where Candy says, the lies, the lies. We needed that gif. All right, so, right? Another huge moment from the reunion. So this one is kind of on the serious side. It is on the serious side. Came when the women were discussing Luann's sobriety. Take a look.
You made a commitment that you would stay, and you didn't stay.
I was ready to go. This is like ABC. The first month didn't work for you, honey pie. You stayed another 6 months, 4 months. okay? You went the first month, it didn't work.
Don't talk to me, Miss Pinot Grigio.
I don't really give a shit. I don't have an alcoholic problem, okay?
Ivy
I'm
Pinot,
gonna
leave
give
me
you
alone.
tough
Give me a
love.
break.
No, I'm not gonna give you a
I am
break.
very good.
I
Believe
know.
me, Ramona.
I
Thank
believe
you.
you're still drinking on the side. What do you
No,
think
I'm
about
not.
that?
No,
Well,
I'm
I
not.
think you are, okay? I think you are.
Ooh, wow. Dave, give me your thoughts here.
Well, I'm 6 years sober, so for me, it's really hard to watch something like this. You know, Luann's been really honest about how hard it is for her to remain sober, about how every single day it's been a journey. I wish that those women were coming at her more with concern, rather than seeming to try to catch her in some sort of a lie or some sort of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That would have been a little bit better for me, but I understand some of their frustrations. It's a hard road when you're an alcoholic and you're trying to find your way. And I give a lot of credit to Luann for being open about it and kind of having to go through that process in the public eye, because it's not
I can't imagine. She was also just on People Now, and she said that she felt like the ladies were ganging up on her. So it does seem a little unfair, but it seems like she's in a good place now.
It does, yeah. And she is somebody who will always be going through this, and that's the whole thing. It'll be fascinating to see how she figures it out.
All right, let's move from one reunion to the next. Over in Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump did not show up, which we already knew, but one of the top moments was getting to see that play out on the day of filming. Take a look.
If Adrian's final act as a housewife was not showing up at the reunion, it seems like Lisa's final act as a housewife was telling a reporter she wasn't showing up and then not coming. I sure wish she was here.
Well, I think she gave that interview yesterday so that she could say she quit because she knew that if she didn't show up here today, that you would probably do the same thing that you had to do with Adrian and fire her. So she was preempting getting fired by saying she quit yesterday.
Wow, Sam, what do you think of Kyle's theory here?
You know, it's so interesting. I don't know if I agree with it. I think that, you know, like Dave said, the history of seeing Ramona for 11 seasons really speaks to that. And here we see the history of this show in an OG. You know, Lisa says that Adrian, you know, like basically should have come to the reunion in season 3, and it's coming back to bite her in season 9. The difference is I don't think Kyle's theory is sound, because that was in season 3 of a show, an ensemble show, whereas by season 9, Lisa Vanderpump is really, really important to this franchise. I think that if she did show up, Andy didn't have to fire her. Andy doesn't have to do anything. Bravo doesn't have to do anything. Of course, it's all speculative in my opinion, but I don't think that Kyle's theory is sound. But of course, I understand where she's coming from, because these reunions are tough and, you know, it's hard to film, but, you know, you have to kind of show up, because that's what they sign up for.
That's part of the job, right? So the other top moment of the night came when Andy asked Camille Grammer what her reaction was to Denise Richards not having a prenup with Charlie Sheen. Roll that clip.
Do you think she should have asked for half?
I don't know.
Charlie Sheen came up when she was with him.
Charlie was almost bankrupt before we got married. Got it. Okay, well, I don't know much about, I'm sorry I didn't follow you that much. All I know, I can only speak about myself. You don't have to. I don't know. I just don't. It's okay, whatever. I just felt that, you know, working and I worked hard.
Honey, I live for Andy Stern. That pot. What? Okay, Sam, what was your reaction watching this?
I mean, it's really funny how much that Camille rankles people's feathers. Right after she said, I worked hard, she goes, I mean, I don't sit there and eat bonbons. I mean, here's the thing. Fans and the women think that that was aimed at Denise. I don't think so. I think, like Camille just said, she doesn't know about Denise. Like, who is Denise Richards? She didn't know. So I think the bonbons was just her speaking to the stereotypical cliche of, like, a woman who isn't doing anything in their marriage, and she's saying, that's not me. So I think that she was kind of angrier at Andy Cohen than Denise Richards, but these women are taking any opportunity to think Camille's coming at them, and when you're acting like that, I kind of understand why.
By the way, bonbons are delicious.
Yeah, I know.
We will not shame bonbons, okay?
All right, let's move on to the Real Housewives of Potomac and to the episode where the allegations that Michael Darby grabbed and groped a cameraman's butt surfaced. So those sexual assault charges have been dropped since due to insufficient evidence. But in this episode, we saw the women find out about the charges as they came out in the press. A lot of drama ensued, including this moment between Michael's wife, Ashley, and Karen.
When I left, you took it as carte blanche to just start running up. But when I was there to my face, you were all nice to me, like, oh, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley,
but
you
then
should be used to that.
as
That's
I
what you
walked out
do
the
to
door,
everybody.
I have never done that to
yes,
you.
You have.
I have never
yes,
done that to you.
And so
whatever I have to say
I own
to you,
it. I had an
always
enjoyable
said
moment,
to you.
and I deserve it.
I have always I said it to you. Why are your hands so close to my face?
Ashley,
I don't understand you people. Can you just personal space?
Have some couth about yourself.
You talked all that shit after I left here. Get the
You know what, Ashley? No, don't tell me to get the out of your face.
Get the out of my face.
All of a sudden now you can't talk. Everybody's supposed to bow down. Oh, I can't talk about it. Karma is a bitch, honey.
Karen,
Karma is a bitch.
I'm not. I ain't there, but the IRS and stuff.
You know what? And clank-de-clank. Clank-de-clank.
Really?
The bar soap?
Yeah.
You might want to help your husband.
Wow, I gotta say, Potomac is delivering though.
Yes.
Dave, what was your reaction watching the scene?
It all went down at the hoedown. And I have to tell you guys, this is exactly what you're saying. You need to be watching Potomac because it is bringing drama, drama, drama. Ashley has been saying a lot of negative things about Karen's husband and Karen's finances for seasons now. So for Karen, this was a great opportunity for, you know, a little bit of karma. And that's why you saw her go so heavily at Ashley. Obviously, these charges have been dropped, so it's kind of hard because she doesn't really have a ground to stand on or put the, you know, pot to piss in, I guess they say.
Yeah. Right.
But I really feel here that, you know, it's fun to watch her go after her because Ashley kind of deserves some of that.
Frustration.
Yeah.
A lot of zing, 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 like
Yeah.
they're just going at it.
Listen, clink, clink. Clackety clack. I love those.
To echo your sentiments, that hoedown almost turned into a beatdown.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was filled with many dramatic moments, but this one between Monique and Candace may take the cake. Watch this.
You want yes men. I got it. Okay.
You're doing
you want
too
yes
much.
men. Yeah, walk away. Don't start. I will still drag you pregnant and all.
Oh, you gonna drag me now?
I will drag
you.
you.
Gonna drag me?
I'll drag you.
Oh, drag me, Monique.
All right,
drag me.
No,
Drag me.
please don't. Please
Get
don't.
off of me.
I'm about to throw this bottle at her head. She
I
went
know
on
it. You're
talking
gonna
to
stop.
people.
You're gonna stop.
She need to grow the up.
Drag me, Monique. Drag my
That's
ass.
why you're over there by yourself, because you still don't even get
I'm
it.
by myself because you walked away. I'm by myself because you walked away.
That's what you're acting like.
You walked away.
She doesn't want a real friend that will sit here and tell her and check her.
I don't need to be checked by you.
So if Candace and Monique get into it, is it a 2-on-1 versus fight? It's not a fair fight because she's pregnant. Sam, what was your reaction watching this?
Look, is it great to see a pregnant woman scream that she's gonna drag someone? Is it great for her best friend to say, drag me? No, but it's very amusing to watch, especially knowing that it didn't actually happen. It's so intense. I think the fact that these are friends is really leading to what the high tension is. When Candace really feels that Monique shouldn't be supporting Ashley, and she does, it's tough. I mean, what I like is Monique apologized to Candace right after this, and then Ashley doesn't even really accept it. She's like, go away from me, go away from me. Candace is in a tough spot. She's kind of being mean to everybody and shutting people out. So who's gonna check her? I don't know, boo, but we'll see.
When you see a black woman clap her hands like this, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. That's all I have
Dave
to
and
say.
Sam, thanks so much for being here. Everyone, make sure to follow along with us and watch The Real Housewives of Potomac Sundays at 8, Beverly Hills Tuesdays at 9, and the final New York City reunion episode this next Thursday at 9, all on Bravo. And we're taking one last look at our question of the day that we asked you. Which celeb do you want to raid Area 51 with?
I'm so
McHale
curious to
wants
know
go,
what you got. Definitely not. All right.
Miley and Selena.
Miley
Yeah.
and Selena. I could see that because then you have two celebrities.
Also, safety and numbers.
Safety and numbers,
right?
and then all of the above.
Okay,
All right, very
and we'll have that
good. And
stuff
you said you
there.
would go with?
I'd go with any celeb that wants me. I'd go
All
with
right.
Miley.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
It
Don't
sounds
go.
like yeah, don't actually
You've
go,
been
you guys.
warned. You guys
Yes.
don't go.
We'll be asking you a new question of the day next week on People Now, so tune in for that. And coming up next week, Emily Deschanel tells us how she and her sister Zoe are planning to work together soon. And we're getting all the details on season 4 of Animal Kingdom.
Plus, Bachelor Nation alums Jordan Rogers and JoJo Fletcher will be here to give us the scoop on their new renovation show. You won't want to miss it. Guys, happy Friday.
Woo!
Thank you for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Joe McHale. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
It's me, Joel McHale, and this is One Last Thing. The last time I laughed so hard I cried, I think that it was 10 minutes ago when I met the producer of this segment and I saw the shoes that he was wearing. The last shows I binge watched? I just binge watched Kelly and Ryan. I just caught up on the last 600 episodes.
Ryan's picture looks more like Joel McHale than it does Ryan.
Well, we've heard that for a long time. I mean, that's been...
The last song that got stuck in my head, Happy Birthday.